Well, what's the crack, everybody? How are ye getting on? Welcome. Another Ramble Pod, everybody. It is the 24th of April 2021. What's the fucking crack? How are ye doing? Just a little Ramble Pod, sticking my head around the door going, well, are you keeping well? Is the kettle on? I know we're not supposed to be visiting each other or whatever. I don't know what's fucking going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Even the health minister was on today, so calling pubs will be open apparently on the 31st of June, which there is no such fucking date as the 31st of June. So that's where we're at, people. You know what I mean? How are you doing? Thank you very much. As patrons, you'll be looking at the video here. I have a couple of pictures to be putting up and whatnot, things I'll be giving out about and talking about and whatnot. So thank you very much. You keep the ball rolling. I was going to do a live Ramble Pod this Friday night, but you'll see why I won't be able to do it this Friday night. It's fucking bananas. I have 3 podcasts that day and 4 podcasts that day. So that I wouldn't be worth one shit. The brain will be like, that's minimum 4 hours of flat to the mat entertainment talking. I'd be useless. And as Saturday, I have a shipment of timber coming for the new studio / cabin. So I'm going to be busted. I'm going to be working. I'm going to stay working on it. The weather's supposed to be good, so I'm going to stay. So moving to Sunday. I think is it a bank holiday weekend? I think it might be a bank holiday weekend. Look, if you can get on board, do get it. It's great fucking crack, and it's open only to Patreon. So if you want to become a Patreon for 1 month only, jump on, do it. Some people, which is really smart, some people have paid. There's now a yearly subscription, just one time. Minimum fee, one-time payment, and I think you get like 2 or 3 months free as a result of that. So feel free to avail of that if you want all the benefits. There's a rake of videos up there. I talk about this the whole time. And like that, you can give the minimum. There's people giving 3 to 4, 8 times the minimum to be nice, just to be sound, because that's what it's worth to them. And that's really fucking cool. But it's really cool if you want to jump on board anyway. The more, the fucking merrier, especially for these live pods, because we have a great owl. And I was going raking over the coals of ideas. Because you normally make it a team of some sort. And this one actually, as a result of Dave messaged in and went, would it be a good idea to give it like, it doesn't really matter. We start with one thing and it goes loosey-goosey. I don't record them, so people have no fear of any repercussions of telling stories, because that's what it's all about. It's basically pub chat. That's essentially what it is. It's a live Royal Ramble and it's pub chat. That's what it is. A few drinky winkies, tell some stories. It starts off with a subject, can often quickly go sideways. So this one we're going to do on when we were little. So if you have pictures you want to share, I'll allow sharing on the Oak. So if you have a picture of, I will just take the piss out of each other, or what we looked like when we were small, or teenagers, because that's when you think you're cool. You know what I mean? So I need to root out some, because I don't have many on file, but there'd be a rake back in the mother's place. So back when, some questionable fucking haircuts and whatnot. I say that now, but anybody who's watching the video sees that ourselves giving it right out fucking trim. We've reached peak mullet now. We're at peak mullet. It can't get any more mullet here, other than getting a bit longer. But I'm going to trim the fucking thing. But it's at peak mullet. We've got a one on the sides, tight enough on top, and then the fucking Tipperary waterfall is flowing down the back. Jesus, scandalous carry on. But look, with a guest on during the week, there are bonuses. Yes, there's going to be bonus episodes now with the Tom and Jerry show. So that'll be twice a week, the Tom and Jerry show. It will, of course, the early edition ad-free versions will be going up on my Patreon page. So again, there's another benefit of becoming a patron and just being sound. So yeah, next Monday, if you're very new to this podcast and you're going, what's he talking about? Tom and Jerry show. Go find the Tom and Jerry show. It'll be very relatable. If you've subscribed to this one, I'm pretty sure it'll show up pretty handy. Jerry with a G. Go find it. We're heading into now 5th series. And we have recorded with a guest. We have a guest on as well as a bonus episode for just good measure, because we love you. And free as a bird, but as a Patreon, I'll give it out free. I'll give it out ad-free and all the rest of it. So yeah, Sunday, which is the 2nd of May, 2021, probably around 9 o'clock again. I know people were saying Line of Duty is on. I just don't watch television, so I have no grasp of keeping up to date Game of Thrones was the last thing I kept up to date with, and everything after that, I'm like, there's no dragons or zombies, lads. Swords. I want all that shit. If I don't have that, I find it hard. I find it hard to keep attention. I was able to keep attention to the match last weekend. Yeah, Munster finally got the hoodoo off their back, albeit against a slightly weakened Leinster side, but I was very happy about that now, I must say. I was very, very happy about that. They played with an aggression and an intent that was just lovely to see. It was lovely. Sunday night. So I will put the link up on the fucking Patreon page. You know the crack. I must actually put up the picture of the mug that Dave Walsh got for his best comment on the Tom and Jerry show. So continue to comment, please. On this too, because this Sunday I'm going to name. Yeah, you still have the rest of the week. If you're listening to this on the Wednesday or whatever, you still have till Sunday morning before I pick the top comment, and top commenter will be announced on the live Ramble Pod. You don't obviously have to be a Patreon because you can't hear it, but regardless, I will announce it there and then I'll post it on whatever social media. But you do have the time, if you listen on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, write a fucking cool comment along with a 5-star, a 5-star. Write a cool comment and I will be sending it out to you, a t-shirt of whatever size you want. So I'll try and make contact. If you're not a Patreon, I'll try and make contact whatever other way. I think, can I reply? I'll take a screenshot. I don't know. Can I reply to? Maybe I don't know. Can I reply to you? Listen, we'll find a way. We'll find a way. If you've taken the time to listen to or to write a comment, then we'll find a way. You'll be listening to the podcast. I'll announce it on the live the regular podcast the following week. I made that very convoluted, didn't I? Jesus Christ, I went all over the shop there. Like, was actually deathly serious kind of stuff. There's a merch shop, but yeah, I must post up the mug that Dave got. Cool. Yeah, I'm very fucking proud. I actually designed it from beginning to end. It's simple. It's cool. It's got, you'll recognize the color scheme and the font and whatnot. We could get sued for the font because it definitely is a very well-known brand that we have. I say I designed, you know what I mean? I completely, but it's on brand, if you know what I mean, with us. So I think Dave posted there or whatever. Fair fucking play to you. It's just 1 week is rolling into another, lads, isn't it? I will actually have, I must actually post a picture too. I'm going to get him to a friend of the podcast, Mick. I must name his company too. His company, I must actually find out the name properly of his company. But he's made some very cool tablet holders, and not like multivitamins. Like, I mean, like a tablet. Very cool ones. Absolutely based around the whole buckshot theme, and they will be going to top Patreons. Yeah, over than I'd find a way of awarding people. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe I'll just pick them a fucking random. I don't know, but they're very, very, very cool, and I think you'll enjoy them. I'm not sticking around for long because I have a fucking mountain of editing to do before I record another podcast tonight. Fucking hell, tonight I'm unreal at this shit. I'm unreal busy, I should say, at this shit. I have another podcast tonight. Must cook the dinner. And I think I have something. I have to fucking ring that crowd too. Jesus Christ, I better get off this, ring this crowd, make sure that fucking timber is coming. Lord above. Been a nature fucking driven week. Rake a deer fucking wandering around the lawn, shitting all over the place. Can't shoot a single fucking one of them. Cheeky bastards. Nearly fucking ran 2 of them down the other night as well, coming back the road. Oh, fuck. They now would just wreck you. They'd wreck you because the slender little legs, they'd come flying through the windscreen. One of them, he was the stag. He was big old set of fucking handlebars on him. He'd just wreck you now coming through. Standing out in the middle of the road like bastards. And of course, it's talking with a hunter the other day. If he is a full-time hunter, he was making a good living from it, but with the lack of travel restrictions, of course, he wasn't able to travel. He's from Kilkenny and he wasn't able to travel to where up here to hunt. And he was saying it's going to be a fucking nightmare because he was up just seeing what was on the round. Literally you could throw stones and hit deer around the place. But he was because of the travel restrictions, they've just gone rampant. everything has gone rampant that would normally be fucking culled and kept in a tight. I know it's probably people listening going, why would you do that? It has to be done. It has to be done because they can't control themselves. They're not native. They're not originally native to Ireland. So they just go like fucking rabbits and they can't control themselves. Next thing, inbreeding starts before you know it. They're all covered in fucking ticks and they've third legs growing out of their fucking back and stuff. And it's just wrong. So you just need to keep it like a good old rose bush. You have to clip it back every couple of months. Well, once, at least one fucking month of the year. So be prepared, people, if you by the middle to the end of the summer, probably the end of the summer, to see the army snipers just mowing down deer and just leaving them where they are too. They don't take them away, which I find unfucking believable that they don't do that they don't take them away. I mean, why not just feed venison to the homeless lads? Fucking, I'm sure there'd be a couple of butchers lend their hand. The old man would be fucking, I'd do it. If you want, I'd butcher up a couple of fucking deer for the homeless lads. I mean, fucking venison, that'd get it back to their feet. Fucking hell, they'd be hopping off the sod. Couldn't it? Put them to work then before you know it, they're eating high quality, high protein energy food. Jesus, lads, it could be the turnaround here. But instead, up around the likes of Glendalough, where they're fucking rampant, snipers are just going to be dropping them left, right, and fucking centre, and they just leave them there. They do. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But we'd have rake them down the fucking garden. I've never seen the like of it before. Never. The cheeky fuckers are supposed to be frightened of humans. Nah, these cunts down, smoking fags, hanging out, drinking cans out the back. I'd fucking run them, basically. The bastards, a bunch of fucking just juvenile deer. Run the bastards out of the fucking back garden. Trampling the shit out of it. And that I can deal with, but it's the shitting. Every fucking way. Little fucking curtains everywhere. I like to hang the washing out first thing in the morning in my bare feet. Gets me grounded. Cowl old grass. Fucking good to get you going. Do you know what I mean? I like a cold shower every so often too, just to remind yourself that you're not that fucking special. Do you know? I think that people go, people have a cold shower and they take some mythological fucking vibes from it, or an ice bath or whatever. Just, it's trying to make out that it's some sort of, I don't know, woo-woo. It tells you you're not that fucking special after all. When you, bit of pain. Do you know? It's like, I hate cracking my head off fucking like an open thing. You come up and you hit the corner of a cupboard and you feel like you just want to fucking blow the thing off the hinges with a punch. But then a split second later, you're going, no, you're the tick cunt. That door was doing nothing. It was just sitting there and you hit into it. So remember this, Tom. You're not that fucking special after all. You keep hitting, you're almost 40 and you keep hitting your head off shit. And that's the same thing with the cowled out wet grassing on a fucking morning. I like it because it's sore. Well, it's not sore, but you know what I mean? It's a fucking pain in the bollocks and it's not comfortable. And I think that's what keeps you sharp. Keeps you sharp. Like the fellow who bet Shackleton to the fucking, was it Shackleton he bet? Or was it Scott? Scott was the one that got fucked altogether. Was it Shackleton? Man, I think he was a Scandinavian bloke of some breed anyway, but he beat Shackleton to one of the poles and beat him well because he let's say he took out 100 dogs to draw the sleds, but he knew he only needed 50. 50 only made it back, if you know what I mean. That's fucking genius. That's genius. Dog fucking kebabs every night. It's rough, but if you gotta win, you gotta win. But it's 6 months leading up until the race to the polls. He'd leave the window open. Now, the wife would be fairly thick over that, but he'd leave the window open. Now, he lived in fucking Scandinavia, like Greenland or some cowl bastard of a place anyway. And he'd leave the window open every night just so he'd have a nasty night's sleep. Do you know what I mean? Nasty. Fucking cowled, miserable all night's sleep. By the time you get around to the poll, then you're hard. You're fucking hard. Daniel Day-Lewis used to have an ice bath just before he'd go on. They start shooting as Bill the Butcher for the gangs of New York, just to give him that twist in his face of nastiness. And that's kind of what I do when I walk barefoot across there. I can't believe I was aligning myself with those fucking absolute epic fucking people. I go, yeah, me walking across the street, but I can't fucking do it because the deer are shitting all over the fucking place. Fucking bastards. So look, bring on the bullets. That's what I say. Tidy up the fucking situation. Kanye's runners went for a million and 1.8 million, and they're the ugliest looking fucking yokes. I wouldn't put him under them fucking deer that be a wreck in my fucking head. They look like something a child designed. and a big old strap across the middle of them, in case your feet flop out of them. Like, they honestly, they're the shape of something you'd put on the young fella's feet, and he's not even 2. And there's about as much design and then, fun into things as something a fucking vet would wear. Do you know what I mean? They're the ugliest fucking things. $1.8 million fucking dollars they went for. And I swear to Jesus Christ, I genuinely wouldn't take them off you. If obviously I would, if I knew there was other reason going to sell them for 1.8 million fucking euros. But the heck of them yokes. Somebody landed home and said, I'm going to have to get you a new pair of runners. Do you know what they are? They're like the disappointing orthopedic fucking shoe that lad has to wear. Everybody else gets a cool trainer when they're small. And that one poor old lad gets the fucking orthopedic fucking yoke. And they're in no way nice. Do you know what I mean? They've got Ascot written on the side of them or something. Do you remember that? The fucking yokes. That's what they look like. And this cunt, he has such selling power, such marketability that he's taking the piss out of people by bringing out them fucking rotten, ugly looking fucking things. And he wore them at the Grammys back in, 2008, I think it says. Wore them at the Grammys. The picture of him is up here if you're wondering, or go Google it. But the Patreons would see the picture of him. Look at the fucking cut of them things. Oh, fuck. The fucking, that'll just tell you how, the world of marketability will tell you, yeah, he's a good singer. But, I'm a good comedian. But at no point am I going to turn around and start denying fucking... Okay, I'm aligning myself with fucking Kanye's ability. I understand that this has been a very egotistical fucking podcast so far. But neither one of us can design runners. I can tell you that here now. Because apparently he came together with some cunt to fucking, I don't know, he sang a couple of songs or whatever. Michael Jordan had ones, they're literally named after him. Nike Air Jordans. They sold for 615,000. I'm sure they were nothing to fucking write home about either, but they were probably, of a use for playing basketball in. But a fella called is it? And Mark Smith designed the size 12 shoes, a combination of Nike and Yeezy signature brandings. They're a classic Nike swoosh. You make that sound like it's something special, a classic Nike swoosh. It's a fucking tick. That was as good as they could come up with. We're good. Well done. In other words, Nike are just about saying, we're not wrong. We're not great, but we're not wrong. Wrong would be an X on the side, obviously. So we're grand. Plus a Yeezy foot strap. No, that's the fucking orthopedic fucking shoe for the poor lad whose shoes come fucking flying off because he's got gammy old fucking feet. That's what that is. That is a nana shoe. That's what nanas wear. They wear a big old strap across their fucking shoe, in case they flop off. There's more lacing on the fucking thing. What kind of a bollocks needs a fucking strap across his shoe as well as a fucking rake of lacing? Honest to God, unless you have foot trouble, you need to that really that's stabilizers on a bike situation. Do you know what I mean? That's the kid that has to fucking go play with the boys but has to wear a fucking helmet. That's what that is. Yeah. Foot strap and a bright pink Y medallion lace lock. Fucking amazing, huh? I'm guessing, I don't know, would they be handy for basketball? They don't fucking look like they'd be any use for basketball. They're rotten. There you have it. Now, as I said, neither one of us could design runners, but I can sure shit tell you that I would not be able to sell a pair of fucking runners that I even half designed for anything close to 1.8 million. I just don't buy the hype. And I think people at this stage, this distance into the podcast, listening with me, I'm not trying to be critical. I'll go with a lot of things. But don't piss on my fucking leg and tell me it's raining. They're ugly cunting fucking shoes in anybody's book. And I know art, you can call it art, because they weren't bought to be fucking worn. They're obviously bought to be displayed. But, I know it's all, it's all a perception and whatnot, but that's an ugly cunt of a fucking shoe. It is. Simple as that. But yeah, this far into the podcast, you'll realize that, Tom, I just have a fucking bullshit alarm that goes off going, that's a fucking load of shit. There is no substance to them runners. They're ugly fucking bastard yokes that have been taking rip-offs from other fucking shoes, namely nana shoes or orthopedic young fella with gammy fucking legs. Oh, Lord. Cat murdered 4 fucking birds the other day. This cat is 11 years old. Murdered 4, like, fucking hell. Because now the dog is starting to get integrated with the mother's cat. This is the cat I was telling you about that I've started to fucking like, just murdering things. And it is adorable the rest of the time. You're like, how do you switch? How do you switch? Like, it's just inbuilt in you to be a complete and utter fucking psychopath. That is incredible, isn't it? You think about that, a cat that would meow meow away and rub off you and go, oh, Jesus, I love it now, rub. And then not 30 minutes later, land 2 fucking swallows dead with their heads bitten off at the back door. You know? Fuck. I'm deeply starting to think about these things. Like, that's Dexter shit, like, isn't it? That's, that is some, like murders, like literally thousands of lives she's fucking murdered. Fucking absolutely obliterated. And then, without a bleep, that's it, don't care. And I'm pretty sure she fed something to the dog the other day because she never eats the wings or the feet. And it was just a fucking demolition of feathers all over the place the other day. The feet and the fucking yolks were gone. And I see the dog round the corner licking her fucking lips. I'm like, you manky bastard. Even the cat has the manners not to eat the fucking feet. You don't care. You're just like, whatever. Free rub. So my ongoing being impressed by the dog, by the cat, my ongoing fucking saga of that. I'm just interested to see what she could take down for just a slight little fucking thing that she is. Now I think we need to address the elephant in the room. Who fucking knew that gay conversion therapy was actually still legal anywhere? Like, all right, Chechnya, probably. Handful of places. Saudi Arabia. I think their version is chop your fucking head off. Like, that's it ain't it ain't conversion. It's just like, yeah, sorry, son, just gotta go. Fucking head has to go. But in Northern Ireland, it was, yeah. I had no idea that it was still I thought that was just a hilarious thing that Louis Theroux just went, and it was the most strangest thing. There was a moment where I was kind of going, are these these, if you're not worried about it, chances are you're probably gay yourself. If it's bothering you, because normally, and what we're starting to find is these super over the top, shouty people about any situation, whether it's extremely left or extremely right, are possibly hiding the fact that they are that. Do you know what I mean? If they're giving out about a thing. We've seen this in the Irish fucking entertainment scene. Extremely woke. Oh, I'm so vulnerable. Guys, we need to do better. Chances are, like it's been proven a few times, the bishops behind it all. And that's why I think these gay conversion things are just a ruse to fucking bring gay lads in around the place, and they go, maybe we can have a little one-on-one time just to test your limits. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense. I had no fucking idea that it was still on the go. What are you supposed to do? What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I'd love to see it attempt to. And do you know what? It was passed. In all fairness, it was passed 59 votes, but 59 votes to 24. There's still 24, and I think they're giving out because Arlene was one of the 24. I think, and I could be wrong. Listen, I don't know about politics, and I'm sure shit not getting into it, but more so the fact that it was actually a fucking. It still goes on apparently. It's still, where would you even find that? Like, I wonder, is there a thing? Is there a fucking thing? No, all I'm getting here, I typed it in to see was there a clinic, for it, and all it seems to be is more talk about the ridiculousness of it and all the rest of it. But yeah, apparently it was like, I mean, Joe Brolly was cut off RT last month for saying that the DUP were kind of homophobic. Fucking, Well, Lord Jesus Christ, I don't fucking get how. Fucking hell. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking angry people and angry or like that's like getting angry over somebody's choice of fucking sandwiches. Like, imagine that. You are never to eat ham sandwiches again. It's a fucking disgrace. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. We are gonna send you to therapy, anti fucking ham sandwich therapy. Because that's about as how interesting it is. What the fuck? It guess my flat. I wonder is it? I'm not just going after fucking whatchamacallit here. I'm not. Where is it? Where? Okay, so it has been outlawed. It's been outlawed only in Switzerland, parts of Australia, Canada, and the United States. Fucking hell. Look. It's unless they're fucking going around baiting people into it. Like baiting is the wrong word, really. I should really be saying fucking. I'm baiting. For anybody who's seen Idiocracy, you'll know what I'm talking about there. But it's, which by the way, I think I might watch that this weekend. I haven't seen it in a couple of years. Great fucking movie. Great movie. So yeah, it would seem that's a thing worldwide that there still is this bullshit goes on. I can only imagine it has to be some form of religious thing, is it? I don't know. Fucking hell tonight. I just thought that was done away with years ago because I just realized this is fucking stupid. Because the poor old Alan Turing, the fellow who invented the yoke that cracked the Enigma machine, he got sent to jail. And to get out of jail, for treatment, they poisoned the poor bastard. Basically said, oh, this will cure you. And they just injected him and poisoned the poor cunt. And that's when I thought all that kind of shit stopped. Like, and that was the 40s, you know what I mean? That's when I thought, 40s, 50s. I should have, by the time you get to like 2000, that, we turned, that sort of shit was like, what? Why would you, why? You don't even need to outlaw because it's so fucking ridiculous. But turns out, still on the go. Fucking hell. I'd actually love to do a show. Fuck, I need to try and find one of these. There's no fucking way they'd come on this, of course. There's no way they'd come on this show. I'd love to interview somebody who thinks that that's a thing, or actually who has, maybe somebody who's done it. Somebody has done, one fella has done it on this. On fucking second. There was a fella, what? Oh, Dr. Gary Adair, he's a fucking doctor. Had conversion therapy back in 2010. 2010. Yes. It was in a setting of religious organization. It was one to be one-on-one work. It involved prayer, Bible studies, and teaching around opposition to what was phased as same-sex attraction. It was really to reinforce that it was something that wasn't biblical and to persuade you, also to teach me that my homosexuality was wrong. It was brainwashing technique. They just tried to reinforce it. I went through the process for over a year and a half. At the end of it, I felt like I had nowhere to go. I felt completely destroyed by it. Yeah, of course you fucking did. Of course you fucking did. Young gay dude, you should be out there just banging other young gay dudes. Fucking giving it socks, lad. It's your fucking time to shine, man. Put on a fucking tight shirt. Get yourself a spankly belt and fucking hit the tiles. Fuck. Anyway. I had no idea. On to more important things before we finish up today. A man was arrested in New York airport with 35 boards, a man, intended for a singing contest found in his clothing. What a fucking, we've all watched that shit in Australia, and it's always the old Asian lads are bringing over old duck vaginas for a special soup and all the rest of it. But what the fuck? Let's see. He was smuggling 35 live finches inside hair curlers from Guyana for a singing contest. What? There's actually singing contests going on. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District complained about Kevin McKenzie, a 36-year-old Guyanese resident. He isn't he's a resident. Kevin McKenzie, that contest from fucking Ballymena. Kevin McKenzie, he'd be counted down. That's where he'd be. Maybe I'm wrong. Flew to John F. Kennedy Airport to New York. According to where had he pulled aside for examination, found, can you imagine rubbing your hands together? We go, lads, come in and have a fucking look at this. He was charged with unlawful importation of the finches. Can you imagine? fucking imagine this. Here, I'll have to find a picture of this. 35 birds. I have to find. Yeah, if I find a picture of this, I'll throw it up for the Patreons. Here we go. Like, what in the name of fuck were you doing? There we go. Have a picture. Boom. It's up there right now. Jesus, nearly looks like like a bomb or something. Like he's got them all in a row, strapped to a little kind of envelope of nearly like a fucking cartridge belt. Like you'd see fucking fellas with bullets over their shoulder. That's what's nearly like, and all little finches inside. Would he be feeding them away, I suppose? And what's the crack? He was released on a 25,000 bond. Fucking hell. Investigation found that these types of birds are often entered into singing contests in Brooklyn and Queens neighborhood. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, in such contests often conducted in public areas like parks, 2 finches sing and the judge selects the bird determined to have the best voice. McCabe stated in the complaint, many who attend singing contests wager on the birds. Oh, it has to be Asian lads. Who else would be fucking betting on this? A finch who wins the competition becomes valuable and can sell for more than 10 grand. Although certain species of finch are available in the USA, species in Guyana are believed to sing better. Mackenzie told officers that he'd been offered 3 grand for smuggling the birds. Fucking hell. And was paid, he allegedly was paid 500 quid before the flight. Fuck me, would you do it? I'd fucking do it. Can you imagine though, patting your man down? And they're patting him down just as per usual because he looks a bit dodgy. He's come from Guyana or whatever, and you're patting him down because you're expecting a load of coke, and the next thing you're tapping down next to him. Sir, can you step over to the side, please? What? What is it? Sir, I'm going to need you to take your coat off. Nah, I'm fucking freezing. Sir, I'm just going to pat you down one more time. I can't do it because the fucking crack. And imagine if they all got free inside the airport. Oh, stop, sure, you'd love to be there for that, wouldn't you? The crack would be fucking 90. Anyway, there you go. That's your silly bit of news for the fucking weekly Ramble Pod. I will be back, of course, on Friday with an episode of Buckshot. Thank you all very much. We got in contact. Some lovely, lovely comments about Monday last Friday. He was a fucking joy to have on board. We, of course, have another guest this Friday. You know what to do. If you're not subscribing, hit subscribe to this thing. Chances are, though, if you're listening to the Ramble Pod, you are a subscriber. Share it with your friends. Give me a screen grab. You have between now and Sunday morning to comment, best comment, so Apple or Stitcher, or take a screen grab and tag me in it, whether it's on Facebook or, no, well, realistically, it's got to be Instagram or Twitter, with a nice comment underneath, or across the middle of it. I don't mind. It'll be entered in the competition, and I'll make a decision Sunday morning, and a t-shirt will be going your way to jump on the live pod. You know what to do. Look down at the link just below this, the show notes. It's very simple. Head on through. There is, of course, the €3. I think it's $3 hairs to get in. Some people have paid their yearly subscription already, which is fucking mighty. Now, boys and girls. Yes, before I say now, boys and girls, the Tom and Jerry show. So if you haven't hit subscribe, get subscribing. The new episode will be out on Monday morning. Bonus episode will probably arrive out on Thursday. Of course, it will go ad-free to all the Patreons a little before all of that. So you'll have pretty much me in your ears, if you want, 4 times a fucking week. Good, suffering, sweet Jesus. Now, boys and girls, go on away. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll talk to you again Friday. Good luck.